In the quiet hills of Los Angeles County, the night of March 12, 1928, stretched silently over the St. Francis Dam. The moon reflected faintly on the calm reservoir, hiding a sleeping catastrophe. Families below were unaware, walking and laughing in the dark, entirely ignorant of the massive concrete wall looming above them. The dam, a symbol of human engineering in progress, held back 12 billion gallons of water, yet beneath it, the land whispered warnings no one dared hear. Construction had begun in 1924 under the guidance of William Mulholland, a man whose reputation as a genius engineer was unmatched. He had tamed deserts and brought life to barren landscapes, and his word was regarded as law. Yet even the most respected engineers knew the land beneath the dam was restless. Geological surveys were incomplete, and warning signs were ignored in the pursuit of speed and progress. As the dam rose, so did the tension. Small cracks began to appear, thin lines in the concrete that leaked water and hinted at instability. Engineers noticed muddy seepage, a silent alarm that erosion was undermining the foundation. But these signs were dismissed by confidence, by trust in human skill over natural law. By 1926, observers had raised concerns about the dam's height and structure. Additional feet of concrete had been added without reinforcing the base, each layer increasing the pressure against ancient landslide material. The foundation shifted imperceptibly, storing energy that no one could measure, energy that would soon be unleashed with terrifying force. Even Mulholland himself saw the cracks and leaks in the years leading up to the disaster. Reports warned of potential failure, yet he publicly reassured the city that the dam was safe. Each inspection further confirmed what he wanted to see: a structure that could hold, a valley that could trust him, a city that depended on him. On the afternoon of March 12th, Mulholland personally walked along the dam. He observed muddy water oozing through small fractures. He felt tension in the concrete. Yet, despite the evidence, he pronounced the dam secure. The sun set, shadows lengthened across the hills, and the valley remained oblivious, awaiting the coming horror. Families went to bed, children slept, and the night was calm. No sirens, no warnings, no escape routes. The world seemed peaceful, yet the dam itself was unstable, a giant predator lying in wait. Hours later, this predator would strike, and no human intervention could stop it. At approximately 11:57 p.m., the central section of the St. Francis Dam catastrophically failed. The concrete shattered silently at first, then with a roaring crash that no one below could survive. Water surged with a terrifying speed, a 12 billion gallon wall racing through San Francisco Canyon like liquid death incarnate. The flood struck with unimaginable force, uprooting trees, smashing homes, and carrying entire families in its path. In seconds, the valley below transformed from a peaceful town into a nightmarish wasteland. The roar of water drowned out all sound, leaving only fear and chaos in its wake. The water did not slow. It obliterated roads, tore down power lines, and threw trains from their tracks. Bridges disintegrated beneath the immense pressure. Farms, animals, and entire streets vanished in the relentless surge. The flood moved faster than any person could run, faster than any warning could reach its victims. By dawn, the devastation was complete. San Francisco Canyon lay in ruin. Bodies were strewn over miles, tangled in trees or buried beneath mud. Survivors wandered through wreckage, calling for loved ones who would never answer. The valley was silent, except for the whispering water still rushing toward the ocean. At least 431 lives were officially recorded as lost, though historians estimate the number was significantly higher. Many were migrant workers and families whose deaths went unrecorded, their names erased from history. The human toll was staggering, yet the official reports remained cold and detached. Rescue teams arrived, struggling through destroyed terrain. Bridges gone, roads washed away. The flood had erased any easy path into the valley. Volunteers and soldiers worked tirelessly, pulling survivors from debris, yet the scale of destruction made every rescue feel inadequate. Investigators soon realized that this was no natural disaster. The dam had been built atop unstable rock, prone to sliding and collapse. Fault lines ran directly beneath the concrete, and every warning had been ignored. The tragedy was human-made, a failure of judgment, not an act of nature. Internal reports confirmed it. Design flaws, improper foundation reinforcement, and ignored seepage warnings had all contributed to a perfect storm of destruction. This knowledge, however, was not publicly emphasized. Officials opted for the phrase "act of God" to describe the event, masking human negligence with divine ambiguity. William Mulholland accepted moral responsibility, appearing in public to console survivors and discuss engineering lessons. Yet he faced no criminal charges. No imprisonment followed. The weight of hundreds of deaths rested only in his conscience, a private burden for a man praised for his genius but cursed by tragedy. The surviving community struggled with grief and displacement. Families mourned without closure, some without knowing the fate of loved ones. The psychological toll of losing an entire town in a single night was immeasurable, and the fear lingered for generations. In private, engineers and politicians studied the disaster extensively. New safety laws were drafted. Geological surveys became mandatory, and dam inspections were formalized. But these reforms arrived after hundreds had perished, too late to prevent this catastrophe. For decades, the story faded from public memory. The St. Francis Dam collapse was overshadowed by larger events, treated as a footnote in history books. There were no national memorials, no commemorative days. Nature reclaimed the canyon, hiding its scars from casual eyes. Today, remnants of the dam remain scattered across the hills. Cracked concrete, overgrown and weathered, serves as a silent warning. Nature and time have softened the violence of that night, yet the memory persists for those who study it, reminding engineers and historians alike of human fallibility. Civil engineers now teach the collapse as a cautionary tale, highlighting the importance of ethics, judgment, and humility in the face of nature. The disaster is no longer a secret. It is a lesson written in concrete, water, and human lives. The St. Francis Dam reminds us that confidence can be deadly. Decisions made without caution, without attention to warning signs, can amplify tragedy beyond imagination. It was a disaster that was preventable, yet utterly devastating. On that fateful night, the dam collapsed silently, yet the impact resonated for generations. It reshaped laws, taught invaluable lessons, and became a somber symbol of the cost of human error. The valley below was erased, and with it, hundreds of stories, countless dreams, and unrecorded names. It was a human-made calamity cloaked in silence and misattributed to divine will. Even today, engineers study the St. Francis Dam collapse not for its scale, but for its lesson. Arrogance, overconfidence, and ignored warnings are far deadlier than storms or earthquakes. And so, the night of March 12, 1928, remains a chilling reminder. Human certainty, when untempered by humility, can drown an entire valley.